Hey guys, today's NDE comes to us from Janny. Janny was a nurse who had an accident and was clinically dead for 20 minutes. During this time, she experiences heaven and the other side, God, Jesus, and more. Welcome to Near Death Tale. If this is your first time checking this channel out, I'm glad to have you here. My name is Joseph, and I will be narrating the near-death experiences of those who have died and have seen the other side. Today's experience comes from Janny. Here it is. Hi, my name is Janny. What happened to me is I was at work, and I was a community nurse at the time, and I literally slipped on ice and I tried to catch myself. And as I did that, I got my feet wound up, my feet shut straight up in the air, and I came straight down head first onto the ice, and I was knocked unconscious immediately. So my best figuring is that I was unconscious for at least 20 minutes, which might seem not that long to some people, but where I went and what happened was pretty amazing. My first realization was that suddenly I was just in this place that was very dark, and the thought came up of where am I? And then it was like a knowing, I'm here, and felt completely safe. There was no fear, no human reactions of where I was. I knew I was fine. And then I was looking around. So in this state, I could see without eyes and I could hear without ears. I was looking around in this fairly dark place that I could still see, but there was not much to see. It was just me there, and then all of a sudden I felt this. What I relate is it was like the air coming out of a balloon. I just went and I expanded in every direction. I expanded forwards and backwards and sideways. So there was no beginning, a new end to me. It was just this absolutely ecstatic feeling of being everywhere and everything. And I had this feeling of I feel so good that I could just stay here forever and never need anything else. It felt like I was pure love, and I was loved so deeply and so profoundly that there was no room for anything except that feeling. There was no fear, there was no worry, there was no doubt, no anything except pure love. So in understanding this oneness and this pure love, I just sleep there. And as I mentioned, I felt like I could just stay there forever, needing nothing in pure exquisite love. And then suddenly the thought came up of, but what about your daughters? And I thought, oh, my daughters still need me. And with that thought, I was back in the density of my body, immediately not feeling any pain for my fall, but I was right back within myself as a human here on earth. And from there, I then came back into my consciousness. And I was in quite a bit of trouble physically. I was in a lot of pain and a lot of, I couldn't speak. So that was the experience of where I went and what happened. And it sounds very short and very probably spectacular to some people who haven't been there. But in coming back here, I have come to see so many things after being through that experience. And I forgot to mention that while I was out there and floating before I had my thought about my daughters, I could see a very bright white light coming towards me very quickly, and I kind of felt an urgency, and that was the urgency, am I going or am I staying? So then the thought came, what about my daughters? And I came back before the light reached me. So that too is a lot of people mention that this light. So I know there is more to see when I go fully to the other side, but I have seen enough to know that we are pure love at our core. Here on earth, I feel that same feeling that I felt out there, but with a much smaller intensity. But I still know that I am pure love. I have absolutely no fear of death, zero fear of death, because I know that where I'm going is an absolutely phenomenal place. And I know that death is not the end of me, it's just the beginning of a new experience. And I don't look forward to death tomorrow because I want to stay here and live. Being human is phenomenal. Having this ability to be here and have human emotions, that's the gift that we've been given, and people think about God as outside of themselves, but we are actually God in this flow of oneness. We are God inside of us. The energy that blows and is in every one of our cells is God energy. It's wisdom. It's love. And so that's why in your essence, you can feel that wonderful feeling, because we are all God. And God is not a little man sitting up in the sky. It's the energy. So every time you breathe, every time you take a breath in, you're taking a breath of the energy, you're taking a breath of the divine and bringing it into yourself. There's nothing to fear, ever. And I call it pure energy because that's what everything is pure energy. And so everybody else is the same as me. They are pure energy in the form and formlessness in our body and in our spiritual self-work. Your energy. And scientists have known that for a long time, that everything is energy, and that goes for the planets, moon, the stars, you and me, the earth. Everything is this energy which has a consciousness. As I floated out there, I was perfectly and completely conscious, and so the energy is love, it's consciousness. It's also wisdom, it's pure wisdom. And you often hear spiritual people talk about gaining access to this wonderful wisdom that we can get when we become spiritually awakened and evolved. But all of this, the love, the wisdom, it's all accessible, and the consciousness is accessible to anyone at any time here on Earth. And it's been sort of a misconception that you have to be a huge spiritual being to tap into this, and to be a part of the oneness that we all are. You don't have to be deeply spiritual and have had a huge awakening to tap into all of this that we are. And I know that because I had lots of experiences before I had my near-death experience, which I didn't understand. But it was just tapping into the consciousness that some people call beyond the veil, that's on the other side. The spiritual self that we have inside of us is always connected to everything out there, to the energy, which is the consciousness and the pieces of all the people who have lived here. Because energy never dies, it just changes form, changes address, changes location. So when we're here as humans, we're actually here as spiritual beings, having a human experience. And when we go from here, we do not die. We just simply go to a different location in a different form. If you don't believe, you'll never see anything different than what's right in front of you. But as soon as you start to understand this energy, you are in for some absolutely wonderful surprises. The things that you can see and do and hear are of course beyond human comprehension because they're of this spiritual energy. Knowledge we are always cared for here on Earth and up there, and if things happen that seem unfortunate here on Earth and are painful, wait. There will be a reason for them, and you will gain an understanding of what happened if you allow yourself to think in the ways of the energy, the spiritual stuff that you are. There's a reason for everything, and we all have a purpose, and we won't go until it's our time. So I don't have to fear anything about death. I know it won't come until it's my time, and when it comes, it's going to be fabulous anyway. So nothing to fear. No worries. Thanks for watching today's video. Please don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel, as it helps us get more of these stories out in this format. For more interested viewers to watch this full unedited interview in its entirety, visit the link in the description. Let us know what you think of today's videos in the comments, and we'll see you on the next one.